Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on inside to another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Vicious voice crack on the intro this morning from your host, the Processor Sky, with a midweek mailbag episode of the show. Super excited to be answering questions from the Roll Gangers on Twitter, on Instagram, what's poppin', YouTube Live. We got Twitter, Twitch in the building. What's poppin', Roll Gang? I am so pumped to be here for another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, where we have awoke. So now we smoke, as per stoner law. You know how we do on the Wake and Bake. So, Roll Gang, I basically love to smoke with you guys live every weekday morning, break down some ganja, and roll it up in a joint. 8 a.m. Pacific time every weekday morning. If this is your first time tuning in, every Wednesday is the midweek mailbag episode. So I like to go to the Roll Gangers on Twitter, bother them until I get some good questions out of them, and then come on the live and give out some free shout outs to the users, the Roll Gangers who asked some questions, and give them their answers here on Instagram Live. So really excited. Major shout out to everybody tuning in live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys, the Roll Gang, are why we do the show. But really quick, before we get on to the mailbag questions on this midweek mailbag episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, quick shout out to our sponsors of the show because they make it happen for us and for you guys, Roll Gang. So, Oaksterdam University is the first ever cannabis college. That's right. There's a full college for cannabis now. Actually, it started in 2004. Oaksterdam University, the first cannabis college in the nation. If you guys are trying to put a cannabis accreditation on your resume so that you can claim your stake in this budding industry, get higher up in the industry, Oaksterdam University is where it's at. Use promo code Rolling Spoon to get 10% off tuition. That's right, the Rolling Spoon Scholarship at Oaksterdam University gets you 10% off your home grow class or your special cannabis class where you get to learn about the compliance regulations and other laws that you have to abide by in the United States crazy new baby cannabis industry. So, huge shout out Oaksterdam University, promo code Rolling Spoon. And speaking of the Rolling Spoon, it's this multi-tool that I'm about to use to roll this pearl. Watch, Roll Gang. With the help of the Rolling Spoon, I can roll no surface. So fuck the rolling tray today. We're going to pretend like I'm sitting at a concert or something. I'm going to use my left hand to secure the joint, you know. I'm holding the filter, and I'm going to use my right hand to pack it, you know. Sometimes I'll put my grinder in my pocket or wherever my grinder gets to lay. Right here, I guess I have to use the surface to hold the grinder, but yeah, you can kind of just pack the joint with your spoon, you know, even it out along the way. Boom. Use the straight edge, pank it down. The original cannabis multi-tool, Roll Gang. Everybody knows that every episode of this show is brought to you by the Rolling Spoon, so gotta use your Rolling Spoon cannabis multi-tool to roll a dime every time, just like every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time with the Roll Gang. I mean, come on now. No surface needed. This baby's a fucking dime. Use the poker end to pank it down. Fold, twist, fold, twist, fold, twist, fold. And oh my goodness, roll gang. Guess what we got for the processor this morning? Oh, it looks like such a tasty joint of some cherry punch. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to smoke this with you guys, roll gang, and answer the midweek mailbag questions here on this episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. So, the first question is coming in from Son of a Jun 81. Son of a Jun, not son of a gun. Like gun with a J. Son of a Jun 81 says, "What's up, fam?" Yo, I am chillin', son of a Jun. Huge shout out. Really appreciate you asking what's up. I am about to answer some of the Roll Gangers' questions like your own on this midweek mailbag episode, and while I smoke this perfect doobie. You guys see me blow out the lighter like 5 times trying to spark this just now? I'm like shaking. Oh my goodness, I need this herb. I need this. Alright, maybe I don't need it, but I want it. I don't want to think that I'm dependent, but I love this medicine. I love to consume this medicine every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time with the Roll Gang. That's what's up, fam. That's what's up. Shout out at Son of a Jun 81 for asking the question, "What's up, fam?" Just answering some midweek mailbag questions with the Roll Gang. So next shout out at Vanessa Johns on Twitter. At Vanessa John says, "Best stoner food in Vegas." Ooh. So let me tell you, Roll Gang, there's a couple places on the strip, that have amazing stoner food. And because of how much I love entrepreneurship and business, like on the strip, it's like a business wonderland out there. I love to smoke weed and go people watch on the strip. People watch and business watch, just get an idea for what the people like, So there are 2 places I want to shout out. First is Tacos El Gordo. If you guys are looking for culture and tacos El Gordo, late night tacos in Vegas, go get yourself some of that burnt cheese and the quesadilla. Oh my goodness. Oh, amazing stoner food in Vegas, Vanessa Johns. And also, in the Cosmopolitan is the best pizza shop in Vegas, in my opinion, and it's hidden. It's called Secret Pizza. So if you're ever in the Cosmopolitan, just ask one of the employees, "Where is Secret Pizza? I'm trying to find the secret pizza joint that my guy Processor Sky told me about. Where is this pizza joint?" And they'll point you in the right direction. Even though it is a secret, they don't keep it all too well, or it probably wouldn't be able to stay open. So shout out Vanessa Johns for the question. I love to basically go smoke weed. I use the Caesar's Palace pole for free. I found a little back entrance that I always use. And then I hit up Secret Pizza right after. I've done that probably like 3 or 4 times. Go on a long walk, little swim, a nice little slice afterwards. It's a good time, for sure. It's a good time. Yo, shout out Dana Pet Earth. Yo, yeah, Tacos El Gordo. D Conyas on Instagram tuning in with the waving emoji. Appreciate everybody tuning in here live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So the next question on this midweek mailbag episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake comes from at 420 Cushman on Twitter. He's kind of been a staple on the show on the midweek mailbag, asking a lot of really good questions. At 420 Cushman says, "How can I get a rolling spoon?" Yo, great shout out. Appreciate 420 Kushman. You know, you can get the original cannabis multi-tool, and I have great news for you, 420 Kushman. I am going to slide into your DMs and find out where I can send some, because you dropped in the perfect moment for me to hit a quick Rolling Spoon ad read. I mean, gang, we can't afford to smoke nothing but perfect joints, perfectly packed bowls, you know? Use the underside of your spoon to pank your bowl down, and it makes that satisfying shape in your bowl piece. Gang, get your Rolling Spoon if you don't have one. Hit my DMs. They cost me like under 30 cents per, and the dispensaries that work with us give them away for free. So, I mean, the Rolling Spoon should be available to you for free in the coming future. But for now, just hit me up for your Rolling Spoon 420 Kushman, the original cannabis multi-tool and named sponsor of the Weekday Wake and Bake. So the next question on this episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake midweek mailbag comes from @OrientStoner_. @OrientStoner_, tuning in. Best smoke spot you ever seshed at. Best smoke spot you ever seshed at. I mean, fuck. I was at an elite one last weekend. Shout out to my guy Teo. We climbed the tallest peak in Salt Lake City. Gobbler's Knob. Smoked a joint up there. Man. Shout out my cousin Matt Petinato. Took me to this unbelievable lake in central Pennsylvania and Center Hall, Pennsylvania. But the best smoke spot I ever seshed at, I went to Valley of Fire State Park in Arizona. And I climbed to this top of this rocky hill. Me and my old little dog. And I found this little cave. And I went inside this little opening, and there was this giant space. It was like so ritualistic, kind of scary a little bit, but like I can't even tell you how one with the earth I felt. It was like a natural hotbox. I was hotboxing these rocks that this cave, this tiny little perfect hotbox cave in Valley of Fire State Park. I went back and tried to find the cave again and was not able to find it, making me think that it may have been a mirage, but the world may never know. Roll gang. Yo, shout out Orient Stoner for the awesome question. @OrientStoner_ on Twitter. So the next question comes in from @CPT Dupons. Captain Dupons, what streaming service do you use? Well, I don't know what question you mean. We stream live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And the streaming service I use is called Restream.io. So Restream is basically the tool that distributes the single stream to all the different live platforms. And I record the show on OBX live so that it distributes properly. I got a little overlay that you can see on most of the streams, but huge shout out CPT Dupons for the question @Restream.io on Twitter. Great company to stream your content. So the last question on this midweek mailbag episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake comes from @JungleOWeed on Twitter. @JungleOWeed with the last and definitely not the least. I think it's the best question of the show. If you could hotbox any room, where would you smoke? Such a stoner question. I wonder how high Jungle Weed was when they came up with this question. Awesome question. Just sat there and thought about it for a second, clearly. If you could hotbox any room, where would you smoke? So, if you've ever been to the Hoover Dam, it's this unbelievable masterpiece, man-made, and it's just trippy. You can look down it. So on the Hoover Dam, there's these glass rooms that you have to cup your face to see inside. I've always wanted to hotbox them. They honestly, look up pictures of the Hoover Dam and zoom in. You'll see them. They're these perfect tiny little rooms. It would get so steamy so quick in there. It's got to be a small room for a hotbox, and it probably has the best view of any small room I've ever seen. And I've never been inside it. But if I got to unlock the door, smoke in any room, hotbox in any room. But shout out to everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you could hotbox any room, make sure in the comments section you let me know, and the Roll Gang, what room would you hotbox if you could hotbox any room in the world? Question courtesy at Jungle O Weed on Twitter. But huge shout out to the Roll Gang. I am so excited to be session with you guys this midweek mailbag episode on this fine Wednesday morning in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tomorrow morning, I am so excited to say that the beautiful Chelsea Hendricks will be coming back on the Wake and Bake to recap her hashtag Pot Girl Summer. That's right. Pot Girl Summer has been so lit. August coming to a close here soon, and we gotta get the hottest pothead we know to come on and recap the show. So really, really excited to sesh with Chelsea tomorrow morning. It's a must-see. Make sure you guys tap in. 8 a.m. Pacific time. You know exactly where to find me, Roll Gang. I love you so, so much, and I hope you have a great day. This show's dedicated to you, after all. Brought to you by Oaksterdam and the Rolling Spoon. And for your processor, your morning show host, the most of love. You are lovely, Roll Gang. You are lovely. Have a